the largest health and human services provider in New York area. The CIO there manages a lean team, exceptionally productive. And yes, lean is a euphemism for a small team. They manage a lean team of maybe less than a handful of folks, providing support for several hundred servers, supporting end users spread across 70 program offices, spread across 50 boroughs. Spread across 3 boroughs of New York. A small team managing hundreds of servers, and the workload looks very similar to what you do in your environment. Most of the infrastructure is virtualized. Same kind of stacks that we hear about from you, Hyper-V, Citrix, VMware. In their ecosystem, what they realized was the way they were managing infrastructure was siloed. Exactly like we discussed earlier. They were not doing anything wrong. They were doing the logical thing of trying to optimize resource to infrastructure alignment. But what was happening was the team was getting overwhelmed by the volume of alerts that they were managing. The CIO there, Uday, realized that the human team he had could not possibly scale to end user demands or the scale of infrastructure that they needed. So the CIO quite pragmatically decided to start leveraging AI. Very specifically what they did was they partnered with a managed service organization called GABS. Why managed service organization? Because most end users do not have the luxury of building some of these capabilities from scratch. Remember I showed you the budgets and the team sizes, constant and shrinking? So what they did was they integrated application log data, IT, AIOps log data, and ITSM ecosystem using a Zif framework from GABS. What this enabled them to do was to start cross-correlating application information with infrastructure and identifying on a per application basis where the bottlenecks were. And when they started seeing anomalies, they could immediately create service desk tickets. But what they also did is, in addition to creating tickets, they tried to implement runbook automation. So as soon as there were simple alerts that could easily be resolved through automated processes, they did so. And for level 2, level 3 complex issues, what the ecosystem also provided was a smart way, a machine learning pattern recognition driven way of mapping the problem to the right service associate who could resolve that specific problem in the fastest rate possible. We are not talking about siloed implementation of technology, because that already exists in many of our environments. It's about combining the micro with the right macro layers to deliver higher added value. And as in, by the way, the code that I'm showing up there is a direct code from the CIO. As a result of implementing this, they are able to do more. They're able to meet their end user demands better, and most importantly, their IT teams are not overwhelmed with alerts or low-value repetitive tasks. This is a design pattern that you should seek to replicate in your own environment. Now, Jewish board is one example.